Today, May 23rd, we're looking at 2 Chronicles 6 and 7, Psalm 135, and Romans chapter 4. We're going to be in Romans chapter 4. Hope you are enjoying what you've read so far in Romans. It's one of the most theologically rich books that we have in the New Testament, and there's so much to draw upon as you read. Just take time to slow down, write out questions, underline, research. You'll be blessed. Chapter 4 begins this way. What then shall we say was gained by Abraham, our forefather, according to the flesh? If Abraham was justified by works, he has something to boast about, but not before God. For what does Scripture say? There's a line that you can underline. What does Scripture say? And that can apply to so many areas of our lives. What does Scripture say? Not what do you feel, not what is your experience, not what do others say, what is the experience of others, but what does Scripture say? Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. This is the foundational aspect of our faith, that justification comes not because of our works, not because we earned it, not because we deserve it, not because we're good, but because of faith in God. As you read through this chapter and into the next and the next, and we'll talk about it a little more, what we have in these first chapters is kind of walking through the whole salvation picture. And so he explains in verse 4, to the one who works, his wages are not counted as a gift, but as his due, right? It's what you're owed. To the one who does not work, but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteousness. Just as David also speaks of the blessing of the one to whom God counts righteousness apart from works. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord will not count his sin. Is this blessing then only for the circumcised or also for the uncircumcised? Is this only for the Jew or also for the Gentile? For we say that faith was counted to Abraham as righteousness. How then was it counted to him? Was it before or after he was circumcised? It was not after, but was before. He received the sign of circumcision as a seal of the righteousness that he had by faith while he was still uncircumcised. The purpose was to make him the father of all who believe without being circumcised, so that righteousness would be counted to them as well. And to make him the father of the circumcised who are not merely circumcised, but who also walk in the footsteps of the faith that our father Abraham had before he was circumcised. In other words, we're all part of the tree of faith. And Abraham was the father of both, the Jew and the Gentile. And there's not extra requirements. And that's what's going to come down in the book of Acts, as the church gets going, where they realize we can't put extra burdens on people. The law is a heavy burden that we ourselves, they said, can bear. It's the very thing the Pharisees were doing that Jesus comes against, putting traditions and laws and adding them to, making it about rituals and routines and traditions and religion and not relationship. And the relationship side of things is based on faith, not based on what you do, but what you believe about who God is and what Jesus has done. And then we're credited as if we've never sinned. That's the gift of God. It's a gift. Go and rejoice in that gift today. Walk in it. Till next time, keep growing little by little.